Well, hello,
Hello,
all.
hello.
Thanks for joining us. Today on our Seeds of Life, we are going to talk a little bit about what's been happening currently,
Mhm.
where we are as a society right now, some of the things that we've been picking up through looking through the lens of the 12 stages of healing and network spinal, is that everybody in our society right now, and our society as a whole, really seems to be hitting stage two really hard.
Mhm.
So remember, stage one is that, oh no, I'm helpless stage. Whenever we were getting into the very beginning of this whole COVID thing, that's really what it was, is everybody's hunkering down, just trying to maintain what's really going on. And now people are starting to get a little bit tired of that. They're starting to recognize that it's not really working and starting to break through and moving into stage two. Stage two is the polarity, the rhythm. Stage two is where, when we're in stage two, we are going to be looking for the villain, victim, hero type of patterns that are going on around us. And COVID may be the villain, or the government may be the villain, or that person at the supermarket that didn't let me use my bag, they're the villain, and I'm just going to rage against this villain. And there's a victim somewhere, and I just want to make sure that victim is protected, and we need a hero. Oh, I know, the government with their $1,200 stimulus check, that's going to be the hero. Or our masks are going to be our heroes, or whatever else it is.
Hand sanitizer and toilet paper.
That's what's going to save us from this bad thing that's out there. And another hallmark of stage two is that everything about ourselves that we don't like, all the patterns that are going on within us, all the dysfunctions that are going on in us, because we're looking for a villain, we're going to project all of that out into the outside world. So if we're, sitting around not really making progress, man, all those lazy people out there, they're just going to piss me off. And if, we're working really hard and we're not taking time to rest, then, all of those people that are just driving everything to just move forward, they're going to be the bad guys. Everything within us that really needs to shift is going to be starting to come to the surface. But because we don't really have enough energy to really take responsibility, and that comes really in stage three, we're going to project all of that out on the outside world. So we're going to see a lot more triggered people going on. We've been seeing a lot more triggered people happening. And those triggered people, they're going to be swinging hard between these two polarities, between, oh my gosh, it's really, really bad, and oh, everything's perfect, and I can't believe those people, and oh, we need to have compassion for these people. And it's just going to be almost this, bipolar type of swing that's going on around. And because the collective, because us as a society are really coming up to this level, all of the people that have been struggling to get out of stage one and into stage two, they're going to be supported in making that progress. So although this is going to be very, very interesting times over the next few weeks to month, there's a lot of potential for change in this. There's a lot of people that really need all of that potential from the collective and from society in order to support their growth. Now, what can we do, knowing that we are surrounded by all of this crazy polarity, all of these hard swings back
Or
and
maybe
forth?
even feeling it ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
all of this projection coming out. The best thing that we could do is find the humor in it, number one. And number two, don't lighten up on telling the truth. Brutal honesty and hilarious humor. Meet those polarities, meet the polarity where it is, meet the people that are triggered where they are, recognize that that's really what's going on, and it's not that person that's bad or dumb or anything else like that, but this is the energy, this is the information that they are struggling with right now. And if we can add energy and information to that system at the level that that system is, that system can be satisfied, and when it's satisfied, it'll move on to the next level. Okay, so be sure that you're watching lots of comedies right now, lots of stand-up, lots of comedians, and acknowledge when you need to be the bad guy. Because some people, no matter how hard you try, they need a bad guy. They need a villain to create that polarity between what they think is themselves and what they think is not themselves. So sometimes we need to embrace being the bad guy. And there's a benefit in being the bad guy. You know what? You can tell some people some harsh truths. They're not going to like you anyway.
Right.
So if they're not going to like you, you might as well be honest. You might as well let them hear something that they need to hear, because they're going to be pissed off no matter what. So they might as well be pissed off with a little bit of truth sprinkled in. But don't forget the humor. Look up some jokes. And when you notice somebody's triggered, tell them a joke and then hit them hard with some truth. And then tell them a joke and then hit them hard with the truth. And as you add into that polarity, it's going to help to shift things up for that other person. And then whenever they get into stage 3, that's whenever they can start acknowledging, wow, some of this stuff that I'm suffering with, it actually has to do with me being stuck. And once they get there, now they have the power to change. But before that, they don't have the power, and therefore there has to be a victim.
Yeah, I've been taking on the role of villain in a lot of people's lives. And at first it was really draining for me. And now every day I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm this guy's villain today too. And I find some humor in it, and that helps me get through it. And that whole sense of being able to take on that role of villain, if you're being placed there by someone, really is freeing, because you can spread that truth to them. You can say things that maybe you didn't want to before. And we're not saying giving you permission to go be a dick, right? Like, that's not what we're doing. We're just saying, like, be truthful. And if they're already putting you there, then, like, speak the truth and say it. If you've been holding your truth back from someone and now all of a sudden they're triggered at you and they're pointing the finger at you, now's a good time to get that off your chest. But also see the hilarity in it, you know? I mean, even just the sheer fact that, say, someone you love is pointing the finger at you and telling you that you're the bad guy, the sheer fact that they love you that much, yet they're that pissed off at you, is pretty funny. And that's that polarity, and that's that charge. And if you can bring those things in, then you're gonna be a lot better off. You're gonna feel better, and it's gonna lift them up and charge them too. So if you're feeling it in yourself, try to find the humor in it, you know? If you're seeing it in other people,
find the humor in it.
Yeah, find the humor in it. There's a lot of funny stuff going on right now. I mean, like, how ridiculously funny is it that we all have to wear these damn masks, and they're supposed to protect us, but I don't wear my glasses because when I have the mask on, it fogs my glasses up and the respiratory droplets are coming out. Like, what?
And most people's masks, they're made of cloth, which viruses are going to be able to pass through that, no problem. But this is what we're doing to maintain. So just recognize there's lots and lots of funny things to laugh at. And it's very, very hard to continue to be pissed off and upset if you're laughing. Yes. So use humor as a weapon. Continue to speak the truth, but also remember it's a lot easier to hear the truth from whenever you're laughing.
And then one funny thing that I just thought of that, like, kind of embodied stage 2 was everybody's dogs right now with staying home. Everyone's dogs thinks that us humans quit our jobs to stay home with our dogs because we love them that much. And then anybody who has cats, their cats think that you got fired from your job and you're just the POS that they thought you were anyways.
And I'll leave with one. What did one butt cheek say to the other?
What?
If we stick together, we can stop this shit. All right, everybody, we love you, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the day.